Jason Khalipa. It's hard not to be in the rad, let's just call it the rad space and not run into Jason Khalipa. Let's see, how would we describe him? Good dancer, cancer fighter, like entrepreneur, good dancer.
Yeah, I know how to cook.
No, do you know how to cook? We've known each other a long time now, working together a long time. Here's the question. What is the most disgusting thing you like to eat that like would bring you shame if everyone knew?
I mean, it's not necessarily disgusting. I like dolma. So my family is from Iran, and my grandma used to make the grape leaves with the meat and the rice inside.
Yeah.
Right? Which, you know, if you're Greek and there's different cultures that make it, but you know, my wife makes it, and it looks really kind of like odd, right? This like grape leaves, kind of gross, but it tastes amazing.
Does she soak them in oil?
Oh, dude, it's the whole shebang. And
yeah, that's your go-to. Like you're having a bad day, you're like, "Hon, I need dolma."
Oh, dude, she knows how to do it just right. Puts it in the pressure cooker and just does it right.
Oh, how many of those can you eat?
Too many. There's an old school video on YouTube of me and my grandma and Ashley, my wife, making it like 15 years ago. It's crazy.
Love it. If you could go back in time and redo one aspect of your athletic career, some mistake you made, what would you rectify? What would you go back to?
It was the 2013 CrossFit Games. I took 5th that year, and I believe I had the capability of getting 4th. Now, that being said, I didn't, so I maybe had the capability of, but what happened was I was in 4th and I was fighting for 3rd, and we were finishing off the weekend with Fran. And I went out and I knew I had to beat this guy Kyle Kasperbauer to take 3rd. But when he went out and I knew I wasn't going to beat him, right? I knew I wasn't going to beat him after the set of 21. I kind of toned it back. All of a sudden, my good buddy Scott Panchik passes me up, right? Dramatically, and I take 5th instead of what I believe could have been 4th had I not just, you know, checked out mentally. And that was one of the ones that really stuck with me forever, is that I'll never compete in anything again and not finish it, regardless of the scope, because you never know what can happen and the regrets you're gonna have later on.
Love that. That's so good. That's a terrible thing. I'm gonna have bad dreams about that tonight. What'd your parents do for work?
My mom she runs the arts and science department at Santa Clara University, and my dad.
Santa Clara.
Yeah. Go Broncos. And my dad works for the city of San Jose. Really?
Yeah. They still have a football program.
Yeah, they didn't have any when I went there.
I was old.
And then my dad works for the city of San Jose as an engineer.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. There it is. What do you think? We have a lot of people who watch who use CrossFit as a training modality. What do you think we are getting wrong as a CrossFit community, as athletes, that we could do better to improve our performance? What are we missing?
I think the biggest thing is, and I think a lot of people have kind of some of the people got a little burnt out of CrossFit because they went way too hard for way too long. And you realize, like, hey, look, I don't want to just be fit for today, tomorrow, next week, month. I want to be fit forever. And so just realize that, you know, create small incremental goals, make sure your movement looks good, not perfect, but good, and stay consistent for a long period of time. Because if you just want to lift more weight, but you're moving sloppy, long term, something's going to give. Either you're going to get injured or you'll just plateau. So refine your movement and just realize I want to be fit forever and not just for a month.
I love it. It's so good. We always ask one series of questions. We might be too young to answer, but we'll see. In the movie Braveheart, do you fall into the camp of the French Queen or the Scottish peasant girl?
I think it'd have to be like Brad.
It's an important question.
The Scottish peasant girl.
Twizzlers or Red Vines?
I don't like licorice.
Neither of them are licorice. It's a Twizzler or it's a Red Vine.
I don't like either of them.
Licorice is black.
Oh, well, I don't like either of those red licorices.
Okay, fair enough. Red licorice is alright. We've never had that response ever in the history of the world, ever. Weirdo.
I do like muffins.
Okay. And then the final question is, between the movies Stripes and Meatballs, if you had to choose one, would you go Stripes or would you go Meatballs?
I don't know if I've ever. I can't remember.
I knew this was going to happen.
I can't remember. Is Meatballs the one where they're at the summer camp?
Yes.
Then Meatballs, that's one I remember.
Meatballs. What are you working on currently that's super got you excited?
New book. As many reps as possible. AMRAP Mentality releases next month in the month of September.
Wait, this book is special because the profits of AMRAP Mentality goes to what?
NIGU, so never ever give up. It's for pediatric cancer. It's my wife and I kind of support this one organization. They're phenomenal human beings, and so all the proceeds from September through January go directly to them.
Nigu, never ever give up.
That's right.
Never ever give up. Nigu.com?
Nigu.org.
Nigu.org. And then you talk about the AMRAP mentality. You've got a new little business podcast. Where's that?
Business of Fitness. You can just check it out. You can go to iTunes, look up Jason Khalipa. I'm sure you'll find it there. So Business of Fitness podcast, and soon I'll have the AMRAP mentality podcast. But that's later on.
Jason Khalipa. See you guys tomorrow.